Alright, what's up, guys? Today we're back with Isaac of Royal Surge. Almost 1 year after our first interview, we're going to be discussing everything that's happened since then and the well-deserved success he's been having.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. With that being said, welcome, Isaac. Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you for having me on here. It's always a pleasure to be on here.
Yes, sir. Always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Thank
So, yeah, if you don't want to say anything or get any introductory stuff in there, we can hop right into questions.
you. We could go reverse. You tell me questions and then that'll bring up stuff. Say, because sometimes I'll be on podcasts and shit will start popping up whenever they're telling me questions.
Yeah, for sure. It's always a good way to start the conversation.
Yeah.
All right. So, first off, like I mentioned, that well-deserved success you've been having in the past year. Let's talk about growth. So, since the last interview, your following has skyrocketed. It's crazy. I think I think when we did the last interview, I think it was 12K followers or something like that.
Yeah.
Now you're sitting at 28,000.
Yep.
I also saw you post something like 600 orders for one of your drops, and
Yep.
that was a couple months ago. So
That was crazy. First ever is first. This is probably the biggest collection that I did sell. It was my Black Friday stuff. I had over 850 plus orders, plus in hand around orders, people in my city and stuff. So probably 1,000 in total. So it was crazy. It was nuts. That was one of my biggest drops for sure. Probably the biggest drop.
yeah, man, that's crazy. So talking about all this success, all this growth, what do you think are the main things that have contributed to this success?
I mean, I feel like it's just me working constantly and just never giving up and just keep on giving it my all. And I've been researching a lot too. Research is super a priority of mine. I've been learning fabrics, cuts, all that stuff, just different color palettes, everything. So it's not just bland. I try to recently I've been trying to make pieces that the whole internet would talk about. Let's say I drop an embroidered piece, but my embroidered piece has $100,000 to $200,000, not 200,000, 200,000 stitches, just stuff that people shocks the world. Like this year, whenever I do my collaborations, I'm working with people that you wouldn't even expect that I was collaborating with. Kind of whenever Nike did that collab with the Ben and Jerry's, who would ever thought they would collab with an ice cream company on a shoe, It's just that's what I like to do recently.
Yeah, with so many brands, you gotta stand out, set yourself apart.
What'd you say?
With so many brands out there, you gotta do something that makes you stand out.
Yes. And the first interview, how I mentioned, all my pieces have meaning. So I just been throwing meaning and stuff like that. I feel since my last couple drops since the interview, I've been finding what I like doing. The cartoon stuff is my main stuff now. That's what I like to do. I feel my brand, whenever I was doing the random other stuff, it just didn't really fit what I was trying to do, and my message, and I just feel my art right now, it all ties in together now. It was all over the place sometimes. Well, I mean, the last interview, I was I think it was just the camo stuff and a couple other things. There was not really a lot of hardboy graphic tees or anything like that. Now I'm trying to incorporate him in every graphic I make.
Yeah, it's cool to see kind of cohesive designs throughout the brand now, which we'll get into a little bit later. But I also wanted to talk a little bit more about the growth. So along with growth comes increase in sales, which means higher profits, which allows more creative freedom. So say you're selling 10 pieces a release, you're not gonna be able to afford making these crazy items like the all over puffers or the 200,000 thread count hoodies. So as you increase these numbers, these production numbers, your sales, you can spread out the production costs, which allows you to make these crazier pieces. So with kind of this freedom, brought through the number of sales increasing, the growth and popularity. Has this impacted your creative mindset, or did you always have these like grandiose ideas that you're now able to execute on?
So I did it's like it's a 50-50. Like I've been like thinking a lot more like into pieces, like I was saying, like the cuts, the material I use, like I'm trying to do like just like different things. So like I want to add like puff print and like screen print together. Like I just want to make pieces that are just different, you know. If I don't like just screen printing a hoodie, like that's not what I'm trying to do. Like the pieces that I'm trying to make are trying to be like art pieces that like people collect and they're like, oh, did you see this? Like just like super viral pieces. And let's see what else. And like whenever I first started, money was a problem. Like I didn't have money, so I had to start somewhere. You know, you have to start somewhere. Always, everybody knows that. So I just did screen print, and everybody was like asking for other stuff, but I didn't have the money to do it. So, but now I can. So now I can give like what people want. You know, like I could ask people like, oh, what do you want me to drop? What, like, not just for like one person, for like a group of people, you know, that keep on asking for stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So kind of the stuff that you're dropping now in these like bigger pieces, these more like customized pieces, were these ideas that you had for a long time, or were these kind of once you got to a certain point and you're like, oh, I can start bumping up these numbers, you started thinking differently? Or, you know, was this always kind of a vision you had from the beginning?
I had big visions. Like I always like tell myself to dream big, do big things and stuff like that. Like I want to, like how everybody's making these sneakers and stuff, I want to make my own actual like sneaker silhouette. Like I always try to be different. And like I feel like lately though, when my brand is going up now, like I'm thinking like these big ideas are actually coming alive, and like I'm thinking of them because like I'm in the big, like I'm not in the big leagues, but I'm in a where people know me, like I'm around the world. So I gotta step it up. I gotta, you know, like with the Black Friday sale, that was my first ever like collection. So I feel like I need to start doing that more. I was doing like just pieces, like drop pieces. And I feel like whenever you actually drop a collection, it just shows like how much you're actually working. Cause like if people really saw like my portfolio and like what I have in the vault and it would be actually made, I feel like I'd be even bigger than where I'm at right now. But it just takes time.
Yeah. So
I have over 3,000 designs. I have over 3,000 designs or more.
Yeah, I believe it. That's
Yeah.
in our last interview, you said that what was it? You make like 3 designs a day or something like that. I'm not sure if you're still keeping up to speed with that, but
of course,
it's crazy.
I always try to like practice your craft to make it perfect. You know, I feel like that 10,000 hours of something that you do really shows. That one quote that put 10,000 hours into what you want to do.
Yeah, for sure. And like, even if every design's not like even being made or, you know, even good.
I know.
I know you ask for ratings. It's like 1 to 10. Yeah. Maybe like some days you're putting out a bunch or you're making a bunch of 1s, but you're still getting that experience and like you're staying in that mindset. It keeps you open to being able to make the 10s.
No, 100%. I love feedback, and I don't know. Lately, I haven't even been doing the 1 to 10 thing because there was a lot of, I'm not saying names, but there's a lot of brands that they're kind of stealing my work. So I just keep it on the low now. I would just like show like friends, you know, stuff like that. I didn't know that people do that, but now I know.
Yeah, it's an issue. I saw like even if you scroll through like streetwear startups on Reddit, you'll see some like a lot smaller brands than yours are getting their artwork just like completely ripped off.
Yeah, I've seen like even like if you look at Blasey, like Balenciaga just stole one of his designs that he did. I just feel like why are you stealing designs whenever you have all this money and these followers and stuff? Like you have so many people on board with your team, like they should be coming up with like different creative designs. But I don't know, brands are like that.
Yeah. So you said you had a issue with that. Did you end up like reaching out to them, or what was the resolution there?
Nah, I feel like I just stay out of the way. Like I see it, but I don't say anything. I try to stay out of drama and just stay in my own lane, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, also, like, if somebody's stealing it, it must be good, you know?
Yeah, no. It actually gives me like inspiration that like I'm inspiring like all these people. So I just need to keep on going of what I'm doing because I'm doing a good job.
Yeah, for sure. So, moving forward, interviews mostly about this like past year. I wanted to ask you, what are the biggest, or what is the biggest, or what are some of the biggest lessons you've learned in this past year since you have grown so much?
Let's see. There's a couple of lessons. I feel like now that I'm making like good amounts of money, I need to make sure that I'm like using my money wisely because like what you so whenever you do a drop and you get the end money of what you make, but you also have to pay out taxes, you got to pay out shipping. So I feel like actually getting that all like organized and you got the taxes put away, you got the shipping put away, so you don't have to worry about that stuff when it comes. That's one. I feel like another that I've been learning is just like different manufacturers like actually like because you can get a sample and then like you'd be like, oh, I'll start this. But if you give another, manufacturer the same like sample and see who does better, you might get better quality, like that stuff. So, and all my stuff right now is being made in like LA now. So I like that. It's not, I've always wanted like super high quality clothing that like people can afford. I'm not going to tax like super, like a lot of money or anything. I would just, my brand's like affordable, but like kind of like a little bit because I want my stuff to be like collectible, like art,
Yeah, definitely.
kind of like Supreme, but Supreme has some outrageous prices. Yeah,
Yeah, especially when you get into the like special materials that they use, the leather jackets.
yeah, and like I want my stuff to like my stuff's reselling right now, so like I want my stuff like a brand that like it resales. I want to see that. Cause if you drop a hoodie and you drop it for like 60 and then you see it resell for like $400, you're like, wow, like that's crazy.
Yeah, that means the demand is there.
Yeah.
So, in the last year, we've seen Royal Surge front and center in the Polo G music video. Sleepy Hollow rocking it heavily. I saw so many pictures of that, and dude, I was hyped to see that one too because I'm a big Sleepy Hollow fan.
Oh, for real? What's your
Um,
favorite song?
oh, man, it started off with like Tiptoe. That was kind of like the first one that got
Oh,
me into
TikTok?
it.
Yeah.
Just like such a goofy beat, but man, so many bangers.
Yeah, I know.
2055, all
Yep.
that stuff.
Yeah, he's a good artist. He was super, super humble whenever I met him too. I showed him it was funny because so I contacted one of his person that was on tour and was like, hey, I'll give you guys clothes, because like that's what I do. And then it's funny because we went to the wrong venue at first because there's two show boxes in Seattle. I didn't know that. And then he's like, no, we're at this one. So we pulled up like 40 minutes like late.
Was there
And then
somebody else performing at the other one?
no, I think so, but we missed it all. We got to the Sleepy Hollow set though. But they brought us backstage like on the side and then like after the show they brought us backstage and I was just showing Sleepy Hollow my work. He's like, bro, you're going crazy, bro. This shit's fire. Like and like Sleepy Hollow knows how to dress and stuff. So like I'm like, bro, yes, like thank you. Like this means a lot. Like you're a big icon in like New York, you hang out with all these people that are in the fashion. So this really means something because like New York's big whenever it comes to fashion for sure. With like the icons, you got Bari, you got Kanye West, you got fucking just all these like designers for these designer brands. Like you had Virgil. Virgil was in New York, but he's from Chicago. Like,
Yeah, definitely. You think streetwear, you think like New York, and then
yep.
like I don't know, LA, probably like the top two in the US that come to mind.
Yeah, and like just for him to be like, bro, like he was like, he said, I was showing him one of these graphics that's all over print. He's like, bro, this is mad. Like this is so fire. And then I was showing him more stuff. He's like, bro, you got a work ethic, bro. Like, and I was telling him like how much I work, and he's like, yeah, you're gonna be places. And then we just been locked in. Like he performed in the Hot Rod hoodie, and then like he called me, and then he's like, I need more gear, and I just sent him like an unreleased puffer that he's about to be rocking in one of his music videos. So I just love whenever you meet somebody and there's that actual genuine connection. There's not just like you meet them once and then you never talk to them again, and they actually support you.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds like a
Oh,
solid dude.
that's another thing that I've been learning. Like a lot of these like artists and everything, they're not your friends. Like they're just there for the clothes, and that's some of them. You got genuine connections, but some of them are just there.
Yeah.
So
Plus,
yeah,
those genuine connections probably gonna be the ones that are like actually helpful, and like,
yeah.
you know.
They actually tag. You know that anybody that has a brand, don't send celebrities clothes just because they want it. You got to make sure you're getting tagged, because without that tag, that doesn't mean really anything, to be honest.
No. So yeah, we had mentioned Polo G, Sleepy Hollow, Lil Mosey has continued support. I've been seeing a ton of stuff
Yes.
from him. And the list just keeps going. There's a lot of people
Yes.
rocking Royal Surge. So can you expand on how you've been able to get people into your clothes? Like, do you have kind of like a template you follow, like reaching out wise and things like
Yeah, yeah.
that?
Reaching out for sure, but lately it's been crazy because they're actually like buying it now. They don't want it for free. They actually want it because there's the hype right there. So I got NFL players buying my stuff, NBA players. It's crazy now. I got emails from famous fashion stylists that they're like, "Hey, we want to work with you." Da 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 da. And it's crazy. Like it's nuts. This is like I dreamed for, and I always told myself it's gonna come true. Like that's what you got to do, is believe in yourself to actually even become successful. I feel like that's one of the big factors, is actually believing in your vision. And if you believe in your vision, you're like one step away from making it.
All right. So, yeah, do you have any more kind of like experiences you'd want to talk about? Kind of like the Sleepy Hollow thing, just pulling up on people to deliver goods, or anything that comes to mind?
There's just been so much. Like D Savage. D Savage was, whenever he came to Seattle, showed love always. I met him at Trippy's house. He's hella chill. He brought us backstage. We went to dinner, all that. So like I said, I just like those like genuine connections. Like even with Trippy's team, I'm still tapped in. Like let's see, like Polo's brother's been rocking my stuff. Polo's about to be rocking a rhinestone hoodie that I just sent him. Fat Boy. We were just at Fat Boy's house, like staying the night. She was crazy. What else? Who else has been rocking my stuff? There's just been so many people rocking my stuff that I just need to. I'm thinking it'll come back to mind.
All right. So one of the concerns that I have seen in like comments and stuff is turnaround time. Like someone will order something and sometimes it can take up to like a couple weeks or months for it to show up. Do you want to stick to this like pre-order structure, or is this something you want to eventually move away from?
The new stuff, the new stuff is gonna be pre-made. I like pre-made a lot better.
Yeah.
Pre-order is just whenever pre-order is whenever the manufacturer says, "Oh, you got to order 300 of these for me to even do this," and I'm like, all right, well, I'm not gonna sell 300 hoodies to people that friends. I don't have 300 friends that just let me have it, or family, because that's one thing too. Like what Bladzy said in one of his interviews is, don't target your friends or your family. Don't get mad if they don't buy your stuff. Your target audience should be just strangers, people that you don't know.
Yeah, because even though your friends and family will like support you a couple times, you can't rely on them to buy every single drop. You need a reliable consumer base.
Yeah, you can't take it to heart either. That's what I've been learning too, also. But also, we're trying to stay away from the pre-order. The only thing that's pre-order right now is the puffers, just because like they're always in stock. We can just get it made. It's a 4 to 6 week make time. So, but anything else, we're gonna start doing pre-made for sure now.
Yeah, and pre-order I feel like creates kind of like a disconnect between the customer and the brand sometimes too, because people don't always understand that it's like a pre-order. A lot of people, they see the item, they buy it, they don't read anything else related to it.
It's crazy because there's been people that literally text me and they're like, I just ordered. I'm like, did you read the description? It says like how long it's going to take. It's a pre-order. And they're like, oh no, I didn't. And I'm always up to date with any like people like DMing me, emails. Like I respond instantly. And whenever I get the item, it's shipped the next day. Literally, it's shipped the next day. So the only wait time is literally it's just getting made. I wish I could make it myself. Here soon, I'm going to have my own factory and stuff like that. But right now I don't have that. So
yeah. So speaking about like shipping and getting your own factory, have you?
yeah.
You good? we can take a minute whenever you're ready.
No,
we
you're
can
good.
continue.
You're good. He had just had to answer a phone call.
All right. So speaking about shipping and like getting your own factory, have you been expanding the Royal Surge team? Like you got like people under you helping out with shipping and things like that?
Yeah. So my mom's been doing like all the taxes for the brand, all that stuff. She's been doing the shipping. We the family that I live with, my dad, my brother, you know, my best friend Pedro, my best friend Taylor, like we all been like helping out. So yeah, shipping goes by fast when you have 6 people. I mean, remember whenever, and what's good now too is actually our labels are going through Shopify, so we don't have to write the you know, what is it, permanent marker, you know, on the thing, like kind of like what you said, you're like this is wrote like twice, like we don't have to do that anymore. We just slap a label on there and it's good to go.
Yeah, I think I got that order and I was like, hey man, you might want to look into this.
Yeah
so way easier too, and you get discounts from it.
Oh yeah, we had to do that because we didn't have that set up. So what we would have to do is we'd have to bring it to the post office and write the name, the address, and then they search it up from there.
Yeah, definitely less convenient going that route.
Yeah.
All right, so I've seen you posting a lot about doing commission designs, whether that's like for a brand or like artwork. Can you talk about the differences between something like that versus when you're designing something for yourself?
I mean, whenever I do commissions, it's for like the actual person. So like, I mean, they have like different ideas. Like they always like text me different ideas. So I do it to like get better at stuff. So like say somebody gave me like a space graphic, like I get better at space graphics and stuff like that. And like I said before, I've in my brand now is all like cartoon stuff. So it's a lot of illustration now. Like I remember whenever I first started, I was using a lot of Pinterest and stuff like that. Like that's not my style for my brand. So I can't really like, I sketch my designs, but I can't fully draw them like of how they are now. So I mean, whenever people are giving me commissions, it's letting me like learn like Photoshop, different techniques, like I was telling you, and I like helping new people, you know, like, you know, whenever somebody pays for, you know, $300 of artwork, because it's just like extra kind of like money, but also like just practice. They spend $300, you know, and they're making, you know, $3,000 to $5,000 back. Like I try to like help people like that.
Yeah, so
that's why I've been doing commissions. Is just, you know, you always got to, like I said, you always got to practice. You always got to sharpen up your skills. Like if you're doing it every day, you're just going to get better and better and better and better.
So what's that process look like though? When somebody reaches out for a commission, do they like give you a description or they give you some artwork or?
They tell me what they want. Sometimes they just tell me to freestyle just because they know what I do. I'm good at. Sorry, that was a tongue twister. Anyways, yeah, sometimes they have an idea, sometimes they don't. They contact me, they're like, hey, I need a graphic for this, or I need you to make a varsity jacket, or I need to make you a skateboard, or can you make me, I've been going into music cover arts now. Like I've just been doing that because like I'm learning how to like combine backgrounds now, like lighting, highlights. Like there's so much stuff that you can learn in Photoshop, and it's always good to like know this stuff, because whenever you want to design something and you don't want to pay nobody, you can do it yourself. So that's why, and I just love Photoshop, like, because like you can design whatever you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really is endless.
Yeah, and you can really like, you can see the growth. Like that was like first Photoshop, you know, Photoshop first, you know, that like now you see my stuff and you're like, yeah, you could tell a huge difference.
All right, so moving forward, in your eyes, what are the big trends in fashion right now? And do you think it's important to work these into your brand?
See me, starting with the second question, me, I don't follow trends. I just do what I want to do. I mean, I've always been a person to like do what I wanted, never follow nobody. Always stay like true to me of what I like and stuff like that. But like also I own a brand now that people are asking for stuff, so I do have to listen at the same time. So I've been listening, like if people want shorts, if people want that. But if people's like literally telling me how to design, I'm just like, nah, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like if you own a brand, like say somebody like comes to you and like, hey, you need to do this, but it doesn't fit your brand. I'm like, I'm always nice about it. Like, yeah, maybe like I could try it. I could figure something out. I could change it or stuff. But it's some of the ideas I mean, a lot of people just don't understand like that this brand actually like has a story. Like everything means something. Like, you know what I mean? It all ties in together. That's what I try. I try to make graphics that people can relate to. Like that if people see it, they're like, hey, I remember this, or hey, this reminds me of this, or like the hidden messages and stuff. And like, I feel like what was it? I feel like my color palette too it's just way different from a lot of people lately, because I've been going in like the bright colors, but I've been trying to go with the earth tones now because like our earth tones are in, so I'm trying to like bring that in whenever people want that. But like you said, yeah, I gotta listen to people now that it's like a huge brand. I always listen now, but like I said, there's some ideas that I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, you gotta politely say no.
Yeah, yeah, respectfully.
But yeah, I feel like there's kind of like maybe a happy medium. Like you gotta
Yeah.
follow trends to a certain extent, but if you're only following trends, you're not gonna get anywhere because you're not making yourself any different from the competition.
And what I don't like about following trends is if somebody follows a trend, like the Y2K thing, you've seen it everywhere. I don't like to be a brand that, they're like, oh, this reminds me of this, or somebody did this, or somebody did that. I'm the first one to do that. Like kind of with the all over camel puffers, like nobody was doing an all over print on a puffer. And now everybody's doing an all over print on a puffer now. It's just like, I like to inspire people more than taking from people, like taking other ideas. Like sometimes, I'll be on like shopping. I'll be like, oh, that's cool. Like how they did the stitching or the colorway. I'll be like, yeah, like boom, boom, boom. Like it gets me inspired, but I'm not taking the whole graphic. I'm not taking like what they use and stuff. So yeah, but following trends, I mean, it's cool. I mean, I feel like a lot of brands that are just in it for the money do that. But I'm in it for the long run. I'm here until I'm like 100.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it too. Like brands that are following trends are just in it for the money too. Yeah. Because that is kind of like the short game play, to just like playing what's popular, not kind of like build out into the future and like push things ahead.
Yeah. I have respect for like Steve from Menace, because like, bro, nobody is doing his type of pieces that he's doing. Like. And even if it's a shirt, he tries to make the shirt so much different. That's what I like. Like, I like those, like, crazy, but, like, sometimes his pieces are super simple sometimes, and they're still crazy. Like, that's what I like. And he just does what he wants to do. Like, he's not following trends. Kind of like Blasey. Look at Blasey. He's making all these, like, figurines, candles. Like, he's going crazy, like, different stuff.
Yeah.
Who else? Like, Half Evil, like there's just a whole bunch of brands that I have mad respect for that just not copying people.
Yeah, originality will win out in the long run, I feel.
100%.
So, speaking about clothes and like kind of what you got coming up, you've got a collection releasing March 4th, I believe, right?
Yes, Galaxy of Emotions. Just it's a mini drop for now.
Yeah. So, what are you most hyped for in that? Anything you want to tell us about for that collection or that mini drop that you got going on?
Yeah, I got a secret. So nobody knows yet because I had to get it remade. But on the Galaxy of Emotions, there will be hidden glow in the dark ink. So whenever it's at nighttime, it'll glow and also do the rhinestones. I feel like that's a lot better than just rhinestones. I wanted to make it a way better piece, like an eye appealing piece. And whenever I did just rhinestones, there was like you couldn't see really the detail in the faces and stuff, like the smiley faces and the planets and stuff. So I feel like that gives like a lot of like definition and just color and like just something like eye popping. Like
Yeah, for sure. Glow in the dark's not a kind of like feature you see too often. Maybe in like footwear every now and then, but not a lot
oh
on
yeah,
like
yeah, like
pants
the
and like
mummy. Like,
tops. Yeah, yeah, exactly. The mummy. Those are cool. Those are
yeah,
cool shoes.
but also I got those. I might do like 2 graphic tees. But other than that, it's just the 2 hoodies for now. Oh, the yellow puffer. I'm gonna drop that. I've been going with monotone puffers. I feel like I like monotone lately, just because it's like essential. Like you can, oh yeah, yellow puffer, throw on some like black pants or like, if I have to do a crazy like the rainbow piece, you gotta find something to match it.
Yeah,
So
monotones are safe and yeah.
yep,
All
that's
right.
the best. I feel like that's the best way. And I've been trying to get like how Jerry Lorenzo is doing like the essentials. I'm trying to bring out the camel essentials.
I like that. I like that shade you used for the yellow puffer too. That's a cool color.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. So how do you go about picking what will be in a release? Like, for example, this mini drop you got coming up. Is it just whatever you've got ready to go at this time, or is it like an overarching theme? I know we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier. You're trying to incorporate that into everything, or
Yeah. I always try to like now that I'm doing collections, I try to make sure that everything ties in together. Like we were saying, collections and stuff. Um, right now, I'm working on with a manufacturer, and sometimes they're working with huge manufacturers. They're with like Chrome Hearts and all this stuff. So samples take a little bit longer. So, and I haven't dropped in 2 months, and I was like, nah, like I need to drop. Like I've been trying to drop every 2 weeks now. But I feel like this one ties in together because it's like Heartboy in space and like the galaxy of emotions. And I just like the idea. Like you've never seen people make a collection that's about, putting emotions in space. Like that's crazy. Like I feel like,
all right.
and what else? I'm thinking, sorry, I got
No, that's all
sidetracked.
good.
What is it? Let's see. Yeah. So, and I'm trying to make it like my collectibles are going to be coming out. That's another thing that's coming out. I'm trying to make stories and like things that tie in together. I want whenever you were a kid and you had those Pokemon cards and you collected all that stuff, I want to have those collectibles that people collect, and it also has a story behind it. Because if it has a story behind it, like an actual story and stuff, it just makes it way cooler. It's kind of like Disney, like how everybody and like how Marvel's doing all the superhero like actual movies for that superhero. Like it just makes it way cooler. Like you figure out who that person really is and like the come up and like what this like character, because like I'm trying to get more characters. I mean I got Heartboy, but I'm trying to like bring in different characters like for different emotions. I'm trying to have different characters for different emotions. Like Soul, no, not Soul. Yeah, I got inspired by Soul.
Oh, the
And
Disney
also,
movie, yeah, or Pixar.
yeah, and then also that one movie where they're in the guy's head.
Dude, I was just thinking about that, but
Inside Out.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that, but I couldn't think of the name.
Yeah,
You said
yeah.
you
I
got your
got
whole like Inside Out cast eventually.
yeah, I watched that. So, and I got inspired by that. Like a lot of people, they were like, real like this movie is like what? This kid's a child movie. People watch that movie and they're like, how are you getting inspired by this movie? And they're like, oh, this movie's like sucks and all this stuff. But that movie was great. I love that movie. That gave me so many ideas. Even Soul, that they made depression as a character. That's nuts.
Yeah.
So
To go back to what you said, like adding meaning behind something just gives it like so much more value. I've been watching the Genius documentary on Netflix. You watch that? The Kanye documentary?
yeah. I'm watching it right now. Yeah.
So like you go back and watch that, and like I was never huge into like a lot of the stuff on late registration, but or college dropout. But like you go back and you watch that, like the start of it and like through the wire and stuff, and you're like, this is like a crazy story. Yeah, and then
That was crazy.
you hear the songs afterwards, and you're like, it's actually kind of good. I'll add it to a playlist.
Yeah, because you actually like know what it's about, like, and you like. I feel like too, like these kids, like these generations now, our generation, people don't know Kanye's story. So that documentary is really gonna show people like that nobody believed in him at first, and he really like had to show people like he was gonna be something. Like he put in all that work,
Yeah, context makes just a huge difference.
Yeah, 100%. And what else? There's so many like other, like Virgil said, like in one of his lectures, he said a piece with meaning is better than a piece without meaning, and it's gonna carry on longer. That's what I like about Virgil too. R.I.P. Virgil. Like he actually, all of his pieces had meaning behind it.
Yeah, he was a visionary. Changes up a
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
Yeah, and like, and it's crazy how he just put like a basic sneaker to like something crazy. Like who puts holes in a shoe and actually likes it? You know,
The zip tie too. Nobody would have like
yeah,
believed that would work.
it's so crazy. Like, the zip tag. Like they just he's not like these other brands that are just copying, you know, SBs and just throwing stuff on. He's doing something way different. He's fucking, you know, putting holes in shoes, like different colorways, all that stuff. What else was he doing? Like, there's so much. Like what he did with the fives, the fours. Like he changed every shoe.
Yeah, another good example is like Sakai too. I feel like where they're thinking
Oh yeah.
outside of the colorways and just like
Oh yeah.
completely deconstructing the shoe. They have like the soles like stacked up on top of each other and like layering the swooshes.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do too. Once I get there, I'm gonna see. It just takes time. Like, yeah, I'm at a stage now where I can get like any, you know, clothing piece made, you know, like that. But I'm at the point where I can go into a manufacturer and they take me serious about making a shoe, my own shoe silhouette. Like that just takes time. So I feel like in the next 2 years, I definitely will have my own shoe out. Like that's what I'm grinding for. I'm also trying to do more than just clothes. I'm trying to, like I said, collectibles, accessories, even food. I'm trying to get my own like snacks.
Some cereal.
Like, yes. See, everybody did cereal, so I'm trying to do something you don't see. Like nobody's done ice cream. I'm doing ice cream first.
Ice cream is a good move.
Yeah, I loved ice cream as a kid, just growing up. Ice cream was just so good.
Get some
I don't
little
know.
like Heart Boy popsicles or
Yeah.
something. There you go.
Ooh, good idea. Good idea. Yeah.
But yeah, to talk about the shoes, do you have a vision for them? Do you have like a silhouette that would be like ideal? Would you go with like a Vans
Yeah,
or
I have
dunk
I have
type
a
thing?
I have a vision. I like how the Nike SB and the Air Force One, the silhouette of those are just like simple, clean shoes. Um, I feel like I don't really like those big, bulky shoes like these designers. So I'm gonna stay with like more like simple, clean, you know, shoe. I definitely want to like incorporate stuff that you've never seen, kind of like how Nike has like different materials, like they got that foam. What is it called? The cloud foam or whatever.
Like
And
foam posit or
yeah. No. It's just like a type of material that they use. It's in like
the tongues? Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, the boost. The boost. That's what it is. The
Oh,
boost.
gotcha.
Like they have different boosts and stuff. Like I just want to do different stuff. Like how Kanye did the Yeezy. Like in 1970, if somebody see the Yeezy, they'd be like, "What is this?" But now people see it. And it was the biggest shoe, probably to this day, the biggest shoe. He really made an impact when it came to Yeezys for sure. I just want to make that shoe that has an impact, but it's different. I don't want to copy. I don't want to be that brand that's, you know, get SBs and just throw a different swoosh on it or, you know, do this. I mean, some of them are cool. A lot of these brands are killing it. You know, Pitchfork, he's doing his thing. Good job, freaking. He's killing it. Proud of him,
Had
Danny.
the Warren Lotus thing.
Yeah, Warren Lotus. I mean, he got sued, didn't he?
Yeah.
But he didn't get sued. I like it though that these like brands are really like showing Nike that they could like make this shoe a lot better and like different. Some of them are like, Nike, you should do a collab with them, like give them the opportunity. And then there's some people that you can tell that they're just doing it in for the money, and that's what makes me mad. I don't like brands that are just in it for the money.
All right, so to bring it full circle, come back to Royal Surge, talk quite a bit about Kanye and sneakers. With all the growth lately, what's on the horizons for Royal Surge? Now we just talked about sneakers a little bit, but maybe a little bit more short term. Where do you hope to take things in this next year?
Hopefully have my first store. We're in the works of that. That's very challenging. Trying to find locations of where people would want to shop, trying to make sure that I'm in the middle of everywhere. And I mean, my first store is definitely going to be in Washington because that's my hometown. And LA is super expensive to have your own store. I'll have one for sure coming up, but I definitely wanted to stay in the hometown for right now because I like being around family. I'm not a person that, so I like to stay where I was raised, but I want to move too because I feel like staying in Washington is limiting me a lot because there's not a lot of fashion going on in Washington. There's not a lot of people. I mean, there's Cheeto from Tacoma that just did that collab with Gavinci. That was fire. Proud of him on that. That's Gavinci, Matthew. That's crazy. Anyways, yeah, definitely a store. I'm doing a lot more pop-ups. I have my first pop-up coming up spring, not spring, summer, around there. We don't know yet, spring, summer, in between, because the color palette we use is very summer-like, but also like a little bit of pastel of the spring. So definitely probably in the summer, though. That's what we're hoping. That's going to be with Drip Tea. Shout out to my people in Seattle, Washington. First ever pop-up. That's going to be nuts. I want my pop-ups to be crazy, like that people talk about, that like, 2,000 people go to that, like yeah. That's what I'm planning for. So like as a kid, like you ever went to Black Friday and you like shopped and you're just like a whole line? That's what I'm trying to do at my store. I'm trying to have exclusive stuff that if people actually come to the store, they get exclusive stuff, That's why people will actually fly out to Washington to shop at the Royal Surge store. And I don't want my store basic. Like I'm gonna have my camo in the floor. I have ideas of my character coming out of the wall, 3D version, like just lights. Like I wanted to, like how Virgil did Louis' store. Like if you look at Louis' store from when Virgil wasn't working at Louis, there's such a big difference whenever it comes to like creativity and the runways and everything.
It's exciting, dude. The pop-up, yeah.
We're gonna try. I'm gonna fly you out. I'm gonna see if you're available, and we'll get you out there.
Hey, I'll make it happen. I'll make it.
That'd be awesome.
Available.
You're in. Where are you right now?
Right now I'm in Phoenix. Been all over the last couple of years, though.
You're not that far. It'd be like a $300 plane ticket and then just a hotel room. I got you. Whenever it comes, I got you. Because you've always showed love. Like you were there whenever I was at my beginning and stuff. So I really appreciate that. I like to give back to the people that actually supported me and believed in me. Because there's a lot of people that, that still don't believe in me and stuff like that. So I really appreciate the people that believe in me. So
yeah, always, man. I like what you put out. I like your attitude.
I thank you, bro. I appreciate it. And I'm very proud of you too. You got your own brand going now. I popped some stuff. The shirt's in the dresser. I was gonna wear it, but I couldn't find it. It's in my dresser over there.
It's all good, dude. You got the Royal Surge on.
Yeah. So yeah, I got that orange one. That's awesome. And what I like about you too is your first drop. Whenever I bought it, it was actually good quality. You didn't go with no Gildan stuff. That's what I like. That champion shirt's actually nice.
Yeah. Even if we're gonna like not make any money, like the quality's got to be good. Because I got my day job. Like I want to put out good stuff.
And like. See, if you actually use quality, people actually talk about it. They're like, hey, I got this Royal Surge piece. I got this Facade piece. And this stuff lasts me 4 years. This stuff is super heavy. I can literally put this on and not have to worry about being cold. Like, that's what I like. I like those quality pieces.
Yes.
Because I feel like oh, my bad.
No.
I feel like there's a lot of brands that are doing fast fashion and just, like, getting the money. But people don't even wear that piece. They just get it because it's cheap. So
yeah, that's also I'll see like streetwear startups with like $10 tees, and I'm like,
yeah,
how's that even possible?
Like I'm not dissing on nobody that like has no money and like has to start up like that. Like do that, but whenever you're up in the 50K, 100K, 200K. Start getting good quality, like you have that following where you could do a nice quality hoodie for that price. You're doing big, you're doing 500 to 1,000 hoodies, you have, the bulk cost for that, probably like $22, $28 a hoodie to even like go up in like a 14-ounce hoodie. Don't use a Gildan. Don't use Jersey. What else does people use? Like Independent's good. Independent's good quality. Like they're like what, 15, 16. It might be going up because of COVID and stuff. But that's a great. Yeah, that's a great IND 4000. That's a great hoodie to start with.
Yeah,
And I feel like,
yeah.
wait, no, you're good.
No, go ahead.
I feel like too, people will take you more serious too whenever you actually have good quality clothes.
Yeah, for sure. Helps set up status and kind of like build an image, you know.
Yeah.
If people are like buying your pieces and they get it in hand, it's like the print rubs off or something. That's it. Nobody's coming back after that.
No, I feel it. I don't know if you haven't. I don't know if you've ordered recently, but my quality's immaculate now. It's insane.
Yeah, my brother has one of those puffers that I saw. He was actually wearing it the other day. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's so what we did on those puffers too. We fixed the sizing a little bit on that. We did that. So we might bring down the how much feathers we put in, because that kind of looks like a snowboard jacket. I want to like make it a little bit like little less fat, you know, so it's like more like my new manufacturer, like the puffers like actually look like a puffer. So
yeah,
kind of like the old ones, the sizing was way off for sure. Like it was like oversized, and like people would buy it and they'd be like, oh, this thing's like huge and it's perfect for like snowboarding and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I need to fix that. I mean, that's what happens though whenever you go through a manufacturer overseas. You know, it's not in person, so you can't tell them what measurements. And then if you do tell them measurements, they still mess it up. So I had to stop using certain manufacturers.
Yeah, and then like if you are doing local, or like I don't know, you're doing like LA, where you can at least like head out there at some point and like see it in hand and feel it and be like, oh yeah, like this needs to be shorter. That's completely different than, you know, just getting a picture and being like, that looks about right. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. And then you get there and then it doesn't even fit. Whenever you get into cut and sew pieces, it gets tricky. It gets tricky, especially how you want it to fit. You know, how you want your sizings, material. So
yeah, but I think that's all we got for questions. I think last time I asked it at the end of the interview, what you've been watching lately. You talked a little bit about soul and Inside Out. Yeah. You've been listening to any good music lately? Any recommendations for people? What you got?
Music. Check out Highway 2009. He's from Seattle, blowing up. Definitely, you know, let's see who else. Mike Jack, my boy Mike Jack's coming up. Alex Frazier from Seattle. Noah Jackson. Let's see who else. There's just so many. If people know that I support them, go listen to them from Seattle. Seattle's coming up with the music side. I mean, music, you know, Florida, you know, listen to Chief Pound. He's blowing up. Let's see. There's just so many people in my playlist right now, like that people know. I've been listening to like Sleepy Hollow, RP Draco the Ruler. That's another person. I could talk about. So whenever I met up with Draco, it was just a genuine connection. Like I said, it's kind of like Sleepy Hollows. He invited me to the studio, and we always talked and stuff. And what I liked about him, he actually checked up on me, and that's what I like. Like I told you, like genuine connection where people actually check up on you, see how you're doing and stuff like that. They don't just hit you up for clothes. So, but Draco was a real person, like super genuine. Like he wanted everyone to win. Like I've seen him, like there was brands on the street, like literally gave him a shirt and he literally posted it on his Instagram and tagged him. And I just like seeing people that actually show love back. That's another RP Draco. That's crazy. That's crazy. Anyways, music wise, yep, Draco the Ruler. Definitely listen to Draco. He made LA sound. That's what I like. I've been listening to a lot of Polo G for sure. Kid Leroy. Who else? I've been listening to Kodak Black. Shout out Kodak.
Yeah, I saw he just had that new album Friday.
Yeah. Who else? Gunna's top. I just like Gunna because like I can design, and like it's so motivational what he speaks on, and like the stuff that he talks about I can relate to, like him just like chasing his dreams and like, you know, trying to get this, and you know, trying to get his mom into a new house and all that stuff. So that's what I like. I like positive music, you know, that like stuff that puts you in a good mood. I mean sometimes we always got to listen to the sadness stuff. Always listen to Juice WRLD. Juice WRLD's always great to listen to. RP Juice WRLD. definitely gone too soon. Trippy for sure. Always listen to Trippy. There's just so many people I listen to. Music's medicine for me for sure. But shows I've been watching, I've been watching old Disney, vintage Disney, you know,
What kind of stuff we're talking?
1970s, 1980s. It's Walt Disney really has been inspiring me of like how he made Mickey Mouse as a character and just how big it's become and what he really means and like all his characters and stuff. And I just love cartoons. I mean, I love cartoons because as a kid, you know, I used to have bad days at school, put on cartoons, you know, it'd make you smile, you know, make you laugh, you know, and then I just enjoy cartoons. I like that. I love Disney. I'm praying. It's going to happen. I'm speaking into existence. I want to do a collab with Disney for sure.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yes, I want to. But yeah, I just been watching a lot of cartoons. I mean, Cobra Kai, that's another good show. Gotta watch that. Outer Banks. If anybody wants to know my favorite show, is Outer Banks.
Yes, I remember last interview you like really pushed it, and I know there was a new season 2 or whatever. It came out.
Did you watch it?
Ago. I did. I saw it.
Yes, I love it because they're so good at every episode making something happen that like is great, like shocking, something big, and just like how they like tie everything together. Like we would have never thought there was another treasure. Like what? So, and I mean, it's kind of crazy how they put it, you know, as what's his name's, you know, it's his family and stuff. Like he's chasing all this gold, but at the same time, he doesn't know that his family has this. So, yeah, it's a really good show. All American, love that. I mean, I feel like I can relate to him of helping people and stuff. Sometimes, you know, sometimes getting screwed over. Sometimes, you know, it's good. But I've always been a good person. I've always tried to help people the best I could. You know, like this Christmas, you know, people didn't have money for presents and stuff. So, you know, I had the money, so I, you know, gave it to them to make a kid's Christmas because there's been times where we didn't have that, you know. So
yeah, it's really respectable, man. Giving back.
It. I always try giving back. Always. You got to remember where you come from. I don't care if you're rich, famous, poor. There's always times where you can give back. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be with money. Sometimes you can be that person that, you know, makes somebody's day, just, you know, telling them you like what they're wearing or you like what they're doing, you know, stuff like that. You know, you never know what people are going through.
For sure. All right, I think that's all we got. As far as questions and all that, is there anything else you wanted to say before we wrap it up?
Yeah, people have been asking for a varsity jacket. Varsity jacket's coming out. It's probably one of my favorite pieces I've ever dropped. Everyone that I've showed, they're like, this was crazy. So
yeah, me included. Did you post that on your story or is it public yet or no? That's
no, I've been keeping it low key. Yeah,
it is cool. I like it.
You were one of the first people to see it, so
hey, appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I always give you early access because you have good style. Like, you know what's good and stuff. You and like what I like about you too is like you just have like different color palettes. Like people will hit me up and they'll be like, make black and white, but you hit me up with like red, white, and green. You know, it's just different color palettes that I like.
Yeah, I remember that one night or like those couple nights we were going back with like all those color palettes.
Yeah, see that, and that's what I like. I like how we talked once, we get an interview and then we get another interview because we have that connection, you know, I check up on you, see how you're doing. Like lately I've been super busy, so I haven't really been texting a lot of people, but I always just check up, you know. I always like having those bonds, you know.
Yeah, it's good to have, man, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
All right, I think that's all we got. I appreciate you doing the interview. Always a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah.
The links to Instagram, the website, they're all on screen and they'll be in the description down below. Thank you once again. And
I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me come on.
Yes,
we
sir.
We gotta get a Facade X Royal Surge collab. We'll get that made.
Hey, dude.
Hey,
I'm down.
Yeah, let's do it. I want to do that because you like I said, you believed in me. I appreciate that.
All right.
That means a lot. All right.
Until next time, catch you guys in the next video.
All right. Sounds good. Bye.
See ya.